Hello. Um, so I'm going to I'm going to use this process family. I'm going to participate in this process family called linear structure deep in the woods. Linear structure deep in the woods has some things in it and does some things. Um, it's I guess not going to be immediately apparent what what it is growing towards because I've been intentionally keeping it very simple at first because from my experience with evolproc families, that's the best way to do it. Because it's way easier to flavor plain things than to unflavor flavored things. Here's a place called Plain Strain with some plain things. These are just plain, so they don't do anything. And the way they work is this is their plan that they're doing, and then in their genome they have their plan that's their plan for the child plan. And this all they do is be a plain strain that does nothing at all. So you want to keep some of those around because um to be plain with you want you want some plain old plain strain just to I don't I just have found I found as I used Volproc families I found this I call stirring the plains doesn't matter. You don't need to keep something called plain strain, but you need to have something to start things from. So there, and then if you mutate something, and then dispatch, and then it goes to create children. And these, I changed the number from 3 to 5 children, but that doesn't. This is still going to make 3 children because it's the previous generation, and the next generation it would make. I could. There's no like rule against changing what they do this generation in this family, since it's just me. Depending, families could have various things, and then that went to the end. You could have a family where you're not allowed to change anything and it checks and no fucking anything up, but that's not how these work. You're just allowed to do, you're allowed to change things as they go along or whatever, because it's just a way that I'm operating my computer. I'm just using my computer, that's all. Gotta use your computer. That's archiving the things that are done. So this is a whole different paradigm of computing where I guess we're still thinking of like the stuff in the computer is like on a desktop or in filing cabinets. It's not even we don't even have our stuff in filing cabinets. We have it all folded up into folders inside of folders and giant folders. That's weird. We should get in that metaphor. We should get some filing cabinets. It seems like. But this is a different metaphor. This is a little script that lets me go around to different stations. These are called stations. At this station it just paints some crimson on a few places, which is a funny station. These are kind of for testing and exploring. The color grids um are I mean they're real. I put them because I want colored grids and I like how they go and also I made them to explore how the processes go around. I mean I made them work in this particular way where like these ones this one just paints things dark green on the top row and then there is a step where you can just enter where you want what colors it did make that, but there's various stuff. Um, these are you see how there's only this many of the things. There's only 500 things here. This is a baby family. I've had families that got up into like tens of thousands of things, which is still kind of young and small. Um, but it's just me doing it. So these all have zero. These are all empty. Things empty out a lot if they're you if the station just does everything in its inbox, then those just empty out. So those are all empty, and then we got some. These are the various things we can do here. We can this one. If we run it, we'll just tint some. It will tint this photo. There's a one photo in it, and if we go to this one, it's just gonna tint that photo, which there it did it. But it's you. I could set these up to run automatically, but the reason it doesn't, but I don't feel like it's like slow to not have them run automatically necessarily because the way they work is they you can have a lot of them. You can have a pile of 1,000 of them. So then when I say to do it, do the thing, it's okay, do the thing. This is the one by parameters and plan that paints various colors depending on what depending on what it says in the plan. It paints various colors. So their things can have their colors that they wanted. They were black or white or some color, and they got painted the colors requested in the plans. You can do like this step you can say like a range of where to put it and a range of what kind of colors you want. And you can add more stations, and there's a bunch of stations, and the stations do things. And this is how I think computers should have always worked. Not this in particular, but like they should have done stuff. Computers should have always been doing stuff. Like the way that this has 41 of these PNGs to make. The fact that I poke it to tell it to make the PNGs isn't the main point. That's just how I'm interacting with it. And this is a very, very in control, very safe system. You can watch where the things go and watch what happens, and you know everything that's happening, and it's all safe. This is like designed towards safety and predictability because that's maybe what we need with with the robots. So this is just, if it can have any kind of programs, these are just programs to do simple little things like paint purple on things. And also somewhere in here we have Eliza. Where's Eliza? Eliza doesn't have anything ready to respond to. Let's say something. Hi, Eliza. Eliza is just regular old Eliza. You know, like one of the earliest chatbots. But I just put Eliza in, for historical purposes. Conversations with Eliza. Eliza responds, and then we got the script just runs Eliza, so it doesn't. And I'm not sure I understand you fully, says Eliza. Eliza says that a lot. And I'm gonna put some other chatbots here. If you know any good like old school chatbots, I can continue that conversation with Eliza. One of the options in here has come to be that now I can continue that conversation that I started with Eliza is a possibility. Or I can just let it paint these green pixels it wants to paint. So, quite apart from these having LLMs, and in other those steps are LLMs, Eliza sure isn't an LLM. She isn't sure she understands what you're saying, and she usually doesn't. But, but even without, it's not having LLMs in it that makes these like want to do things. These they want their PNGs made because that's where they're at. So this is a kind of programming, a kind of computer that has desire and acting from itself in it as like that's just how it is. And the LLMs is like extra. I'm putting those in too, but that's just like extra. It's something that's something else to have them want to do and try to do and evolve to do, is to think using those.